Alright, welcome back YouTube. This is J-Bob the Video Game Slob coming back at you with another pick-up video. It turns out those blow molds were pretty desirable. We sold them. Again, if you don't remember from the old video, we picked it up for 60 bucks for the whole collection. I sold it for 150 cash and all of the stuff that you're about to see. So I was promised that the VCR worked on that. I did check out the TV portion to make sure that worked. So we got a TV there. We got a pretty vintage, cool-looking RCA TV here. There's the remote that's all sun-bleached for the other TV. No remote here. This was back before remotes. I'm told this is pretty exciting. The Big Buck Hunter Pro. And we did play this and test it out. It was kind of fun. It's a little ridiculous. But yeah, I've sold that before for like 20, 25 bucks. But I guess this is like a $60 piece, so I guess that's pretty cool. But yeah, so it turned out that green haunted house thing was definitely the most valuable, and it turns out the green haunted house colored Battle Tanks Global Assault is probably not the most desirable in that condition. So yeah, that booked it like a retail of something like $200, something like that. Most of the others booked out at about 40-ish. So that was helpful for sure. It was helpful that a person that I've done business before, he's bought a bunch of toys off me at times when, I don't do a lot of toys, and they were just some jank stuff, but he sets up and does good business with it. And so, much like most people probably can't really sell $5 and $10 video games because there's no point to putting them online, which is probably why I have most of this stuff, or he had this stuff, because it's just not stuff he can sell online or that he could really make money on. He doesn't focus on this type of stuff, and so it just kind of worked out for both of us. And I'm sure he paid nothing for this because he got it all at garage sale. Splatterhouse has gone up nicely in value, so good to see that. Little Big Planet 3 was really the only reason to buy that stack. I believe this does say it is, online only, so the Garden Warfare is basically junk at this point. And he also did say that some of this stuff was just his from ages ago. Like, this was his actual Xbox he played years ago. But that really doesn't mean anything or do anything anymore. We tested it out. It does need the drive belt because all Xboxes need a drive belt. So I'll have to do that, but I'm fairly handy with those at this point. It was just a third-party little dongle there, but I don't know. That looked kind of cool. Did have a couple games. Really, the only game worth mentioning, was the House of the Dead, and it's got the manual in there. So, that was decent. Figured that was worth a couple bucks in credit there, even though I got to fix it. We did test the Dreamcast out, and shockingly, both games are in very good condition, so that's fairly great. But, of course, does anybody want a Dreamcast? I feel like every time I get one, they just end up sitting around, but who knows? I don't currently have one on the retail floor, and this one definitely does need cleaned up. It's definitely got some road rash there, so that one's not going to fetch top dollar. But I do think, or at least I thought I remembered, maybe some of these colored translucent ones had a bit of appeal or value. Again, but realizing any of that equity out of it may be very tough, and of course I don't have a VMU, which is often sort of required to get value out of these kind of things, so who knows? I was kind of figuring, $250 in value out of all of this stuff, in terms of like trade credits. I put like 150 on these when they have the expansion in it. Again, I'm figuring I can, again, you got to consider the condition. Probably put 100 on the Dreamcast, I think. I do have an Xbox out and maybe one or two in reserves. I usually ask 100 on those, but, more realistically, maybe like 90. The House of the Dead's probably $15, $20 game. Probably a $10 game with Little Big Planet. Splatterhouse, I think that's in the $60 range. So, should be stuff that's like not too terribly hard to sell. I picked up 2 TVs recently. One already sold, and I have a buyer for another one supposedly coming today, so that would be good. I did end up, figuring $5 roughly for this. I have never seen this particular quick shot, and as somebody who has a ton of these in person, this thing just looks so 90s, 80s, plastic, fantastic. So I just kind of had that because it's a great shelf piece. And then here's just a bunch of junk. He's like, look, I don't really even want to go home with this stuff. And it's funny, you can tell how bad the weather is today, because even with all the lights on in this room, an LED light there and the windows open, it looks super dark. But yeah, these things have these weird, I don't know if you can see it, like, I don't know what that is. I don't think it's moisture. They all work just fine, but they just have that weird screen thing in it. I kind of told him this is like $10 for everything in this pile. I really can't do anything with it. These are essentially just the boxes because they come with these terrible loose disc PC games inside them that nobody will want. But, maybe the boxes and manuals or something. Maybe I'll take these down to the video game store. My buddy will have the games for them or something. We'll find some value there. A Kinect, even in the box, in fact, it might even make it worse that it's in the box because then it just takes up more space. I famously, well, that's just an Atari, just 2600, joystick. That does, frankly, nothing. But yeah, I once had one of these, flashbacks, famously, oh, there you go. I guess that goes with the flashback. For I don't know, 2 years, marked for $10, and just couldn't get rid of it. And there we got, is that an extra set of, yeah, there you go. I'll just use that, though. Extra set of cords there. Those, just, nobody wants these stupid flashbacks. They've made 15 of them at this point. I can never do anything with them. And I also sort of famously had this stupid Sega Genesis at games crap thing. In theory, it plays regular Genesis cartridges asterisk because in reality, a ton of them don't work. My buddy just got a boxed one into his store, and yeah, he put it out for $20. I don't even think I can retail really that, or again, even these, just because they take up space and nobody buys them. And really at no price do they sell. And frankly, they all suck and I hate using them. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Was trading off all those blow molds, worth it? Did we get a good deal here? Bad deal. You let me know. I'm just happy to have video game stuff. I'm J-Bob, the video game slob, not J-Bob, the jack-o'-lantern blow mold slob. And so if we're talking something scary, I think that's what I'd like to have in my collection. So there you go. Thanks for coming along on another J-Bob, the video game slob adventure. We'll talk to you soon.